Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 17 here, bringing you a Company of Heroes 2 replay brought to you by the Child Puncher Yavert. If you want to send in your own replay, you can go to my Facebook channel or you can go to my email, both located on my YouTube channel. Wait, did I say Facebook and email? Go to YouTube channel. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, you can do that, of course, if you don't know how to, by going also to look up how to send a COH2 replay. That's also on my channel. And if you're new to the British Forces, which is just also released, you can go to my channel and see a how-to video on how to play the British Forces along with American and Soviet. American and Soviet's kind of outdated, but whatever. Still gives you the basics for the faction. Also, OKW and Wehrmacht will be coming out in the coming weeks. Good luck, have fun. Good job. Anyway, so Maudi average 10 minutes, a 3v3 on Port of Hamburg. We have Noob, Folkverd, and Junke versus Jorlel, Brawlin Boxer, and the Child Puncher Yavert on how you play, otherwise you too. Anyway, so this, if you don't know, Yavert, the reason why is because of a court order, because he punched a child, and the court ordered him to change his gamer profile because of the fact that, of course, the new, pretty much, legislature is going more of, like, cruel and unusual punishment. I guess looking down or alternative punishment, not cruel and unusual, compared to jail. So that's why Yavert is called that instead of his original name. Anyway, of course, we can see here that he is British. We also have another British player who doesn't pick anything. Let's see. Shock Mortar Heavy is what he went. I assume 52 is good. Airstrikes are great. Shock Troops will kill this. Looks like he's setting up MG. Nice counter. They did take that point. I would recommend probably getting these guys over here for an ambush. Look over here, it looks like the OKW player, aka Folk, is trying to set up a defensive position there. That's pretty smart. Over here, it looks like they managed to take the fuel, also pretty smart, but the Stern Pioneers were taken out by the infantry section in heavy cover. Very, very good. And it looks more infantry section. That Kubel is going to have a very, very hard time. I also find it funny that none of these guys are not even firing. They're being shot at, but they're not firing. So whatever. We have Luftwaffe ground forces. Fallschirmjägers are pretty good. Good firepower, lacks armor. And also, the MG is okay, probably the worst MG in the game, and the airborne assault is now bad because AA is amazing. Volkhard went breakthrough, Yag Tiger is great, and so far nothing else. And Child Puncher went Vanguard. Strafing support is fantastic. Looks like they pushed back the Kubel, very smart. Also, if Stern Pioneers are healing, just shoot the Stern Pioneers. It will instantly kill them as they're healing because it makes them very vulnerable, and you can push up. Also, the Crocodile is probably the most OP quote. Oh, nice hit on the Kubel. Double team, very nice. But anyway, the Crocodile is probably the most OP item the British currently have, which is going to get nerfed very, very shortly by reducing flame damage. Yeah, Relic maybe shouldn't have been like, you know what, we're gonna make it so powerful that enemies can't even run. Noob not getting a lot of men, I question that. Maybe he's trying to save up for Fallschirmjägers, I don't know. But at least he's holding this point actually really well, and this guy should retreat. And he lost his conscript squad, so there's that. MG's currently trying to hit, but I think the Stern Pioneers might be able to get out of there in time. Getting behind heavy cover, kind of stupid when you could have been out of the site area. Anyway, as we can see here, MG kind of come in for the flank, along with multiple infantry sections. Infantry sections really need heavy cover, but they are pretty strong in their own right. Nice grenade. Quite a bit of damage. Again, Volk's got the, I guess, added incendiary bonus to help deal with vehicles. Not vehicles, sorry, MGs in buildings. Because if you're an OKW player, you know if someone gets a unit in a building, it's very, very hard to counter. Lots of infantry section here. Noob had left. Great. Yavert, great. I did like the comeback, though, at least on the side, coming through. Maybe he lost because he lost his unit. Who knows? Or maybe, actually, no, he was here. He was doing a really good job of holding with very few units. I'm not sure. Maybe he just wasn't active? I'm not entirely sure. Nice fire. Hurts the MG. Unfortunately, though, Yavert is pushing the enemy back. We can see here that this squad... Yep, there it goes. Yeah, infantry section, you want to make sure you get out because their guns are very... can kill your infantry very quickly and also can reduce their health very quickly just because of their shots. They're good at killing infantry. What can I say? Anyway, with the fuel captured here and the fuel being recaptured over here, yeah, the Axis are probably going to be in a bit of pretty much a tight spot. MG34 here, it will be pretty much killed by the Maxim. Unless wow, really? Oh my god, the AI jerk screwed him. Also, if you are tired of seeing Port of Hamburg, make sure you send in that replay, because this is, I think, the 3rd time I've done this map in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, please send me different maps, because I am low. And by low, I mean just the honest fact that, well, people kept sending me this map, and I don't want to keep doing it, and they also send me, hey, this is my 2nd game of Company of Heroes 2, and if you send me a replay saying, hey, this is my 2nd game online of Company of Heroes 2, I'm not going to pick your replay. Not because it's like, the replay could be bad, it's just, I'm not going to show a game in which no one knows how to play. And I'm not a person, I'm not, like, quote-unquote Empire Rommel, who will get a replay and be like, oh my god, very nice setup, flak, got a damage boost, does a lot against infantry. But I'm not going to be a person who's like, oh my god, he is a sole survivor, that guy is awesome. But I'm not going to be a guy who's going to be like, oh my god, I'm just going to bash someone. We look here, we can see this MG is doing quite a bit. Again, the British MG is pretty good against infantry. Maxim, actually no, it's in Vickers. That was the thing hurting it, but the Vickers, yeah, it does actually some nice armor-piercing rounds built in, so actually do quite a bit of damage. We have another push over here, supported by an MG. No, they actually took a Vickers. Very smart, very cool. That could be very bad for the British, because again, they don't have smoke, so you really have to worry about that. I mean, they have artillery, which can clear buildings and stuff, but not smoke. So it takes a longer period of time than the Americans, who can just throw smoke, get close, and throw buildings or use flamethrowers. We have a Boffer set up right here. My god, this thing will just destroy everything over here. Mortar is pretty much the only thing that could really hamper it, but I'm also surprised this guy doesn't do that suppression, because again, his HQ... Oh, no, he doesn't. Well, no, he has a mortar. I thought he had an HQ. And that could suppress, and you could hit this area and pretty much do a lot of damage to those units. Ken Warford trying to do something? I guess trying to hurt this. But as you can see, kind of failing. Which is funny. I'm also surprised this thing isn't shooting it. But, you know, whatever. Yeah, I have no idea why. I think it maybe just because it's hitting some type of dirt or something. Looks like the OKW player over here is doing pretty good. Folk is pushing pretty hard with the AI. Yavert looks like he had to fall back. Lost a bit of infantry himself. He did get an AT gun, pretty smart, because again, the British lack a lot of mid-game AT. If shock troops moving in, they will absolutely destroy these Stern Pioneers. Even though the Stern Pioneers are in heavy cover, shock troops are just shock troops and will own everything. Commandos are the only thing I can really say. I am actually curious what would win, Commandos versus shock troops. I'm assuming Commandos, because I've seen them actually kill a lot of stuff really, really quickly, with short range, but I'm actually really curious to see how that would unfold. Lots of mortars coming down. Can do quite a bit of damage to those stationary positions. I mean, the AI is pretty mobile, so it has that in its favor, but Jorky with that MG, oh, I'm sorry, that flak. We have still a defensive position over here. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see, if I was them, I would probably either get a Stuka or a support gun, try and knock that out. Stuka would be good, knock out this. Maybe try to focus, block this area, and then try to focus here and blow the bridge. That way you can probably line this area up, bunker, bunker, and then AT gun. And before you say, oh my god, Greyshot, why would you do that? Well, if you focus the British into a choke point, usually the Germans with superior numbers and firepower, well, not numbers, but superior forces and firepower win the day. Usually. Flak gun doing a bit, but the Vickers MG, I think it's Vickers. Yeah, just killing it. People forget, the Vickers is very, very powerful. You really have to watch out for that thing. Nice grenade. Shock troops almost dead. Shock troops retreating. Volk squad's moving up. Puma trying to get a nice kill shot on those shock troops, but the AT gun's coming in, doing a nice little shot on it. Not firing for whatever reason. Yeah, I can't really say what's going on with another AT gun brought to you by Yavert. Yavert messing with Puma since 1944. Oh, good shot, good shot. And there it goes. I like how he tried to escape. Jump! Multiple, looks at infantry sections moving up. MG in here. They could, yeah, that Volk's screwed. The Stern Pioneers could win if they got behind heavy cover. Oh, wait, no, they actually are. Wow, okay. Holy mackerel, that thing's good. Mortar, though, does some critical damage, and the infantry section still managed to push forward. Can they kill this squad? That's the question. What the... Do you guys see what's going on right now? Oh my god. He's skating. No, wait. This man... This man is like... Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? He was just sliding. Look, I know in 2015 they're trying to make the hoverboard, but I think back then he just used one. I mean, come on. That's the only way he could slide like that. That or he had those wheelie shoes. I did not know they were standard issue then to the German army. Probably how they lost. Put so much money into those things instead of actual, you know, reasonable equipment like winter coats. Nice MG, probably, sorry, and pretty much all of these infantry with the explosive grenades. This MG is screwed. That guy's freaking out. Fallschirmjägers, I take it. Yep, there he is. Trying to decap, which could be smart, cut off their supplies and resources. Can't take the fuel, get it off, get everything around, and take the point. Royal Engineers moving up. Let's see, we have squad increased firewall and cover. Okay. Problem is, Stern Pioneers still doing quite a bit of damage. We do have a paradrop coming in. Where is it coming down, I wonder? Wait, this is... Oh, he has a commando glider. Oh my god, playing down right between their lines. Should have probably put it down behind the MG, to be completely honest. But he did manage to, well, do a thing. That's getting annoying. Wow, piece of debris. Okay, whatever. MG's barely alive. It does, well, at least 1 star, so that's pretty good. Stern Pioneers coming on. We do have a bunch of infantry section behind every cover. And we also have a Cromwell. So, that could be pretty effective. We do have a push right here with Soviet forces. However, it seems like they're overstretching their lines a bit. Because they don't really... Like, enough men will overcome this building and it's probably going to die. Yep. And with that, the mortar in the AT is very vulnerable. You really want to make sure AT's there. And don't put the MG in this building. You're pretty much screwing yourself if you do. And because they're so close, yeah, Stern Pioneers will just come around the flank. Yeah, with the Soviets, you want to try to keep stuff at range. Honestly, if you let the Germans get in close, it can be very bad. But luckily, the Cromwell is here. Cromwell here to save the day. Ooh, very interesting skin. I do like that skin a lot, Yabert. That's really cool. Just backing into the building. What? That should be a thing. It's like, well, I need to take down the building. Well, just have the tank ram into it. Just go right through it. That should be a King Tiger trait. It just goes right through a building. Yeah, but anyway, that Volk squad is so screwed. And that isn't even the AI. He should just jump out and run. AI is pushing up. Well, AI was smart enough to go back behind their lines with Fallschirmjägers. Tried to do a Panzerfaust, unfortunately did not work. Armor-piercing rounds could be an option, but... Yeah, wow, Yavert's just doing ring around the rosy with it. Infantry section being healed, they're probably going to push up. But yeah, the British are losing, actually, quite a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Axis don't have a tank of any type, I don't believe, which could be very... Oh no, they have the Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer's coming out. That could kill a Cromwell. Cromwell's good against everything, but not great against anything. There's the Puma. Which makes it very, very difficult to, I guess... with the Cromwell fight, let's see, a tank destroyer, because it doesn't have the armor or the firepower to really go toe-to-toe with it. Shock troops moving up, that will kill any infantry in their way. Wow, this Cromwell just does not give a fuck. Trying to run over the Volk squads, sure, why not? Looks like we have a lot of British forces moving up. Infantry section. We also have a, what is this thing? Centaur. Centaur anti-air gun. Lots of AT. And that's a good overall force. Jagdpanzer's going in. I love it. They just intersect. It's like, oh no. Shot from behind. Jagdpanzer's still on the run. Going for the, well, Centaur, but you know, the thing that can actually kill it is shooting at its rear. Is it really? Really? Jagdpanzer was an idiot. I guess he was trying to run for safety, but that doesn't really make much sense. Centaur is getting out. Cromwell is still alive and could possibly push up. They really don't have that much AT. The Panzer Fusiliers could fire their AT grenades, but I mean, we'll see how well that works. Looks like here the Allies are pushing pretty effectively. Nice job running him over, or shooting. I think it ran him over. Well, upgrade to a Panzerschreck. Are you gonna heal it? I guess not. I think he's trying to go for this and make him retreat, I would assume. I mean, I guess that would just make him retreat a few... Oh my god, that Cromwell. For those who say the Cromwell sucks, I will show you this video of it just murdering... Oh my god. Just point blank shooting infantry left and right. Probably being vetted helps a bit, I would imagine, but oh my god. There's the truck. The truck's like, oh no, back up, back up, back up, back up. Running into the Bulls? Well, running into the Germans in this case. Hey, I brought out a support gun. Medical base. Although the Cromwell's like, hello there. You're not going to shoot my allies anymore. One shot's a bunch of infantry. Can't shoot a support gun to save its life. Armor piercing rounds. Can do quite a bit. You get infantry and everything. Finally a nice shot. Let's see, a 2-star Cromwell. What does that do? Well, 37 kills. You cannot say it's not doing well. Battle-hardened crew improves main targeting rate of fire and firing main gun with greater frequency. So the flag emplacement doing a little bit of damage. Running behind more troops. So, wow, okay, tons of support guns here. I guess that was their thing. For Kenworthy, now the Cromwell's on the run. Support gun shot. Nice hit on the shock troops. But the Cromwell managed to escape. They got another Jagdpanzer. Really? Alright, Doofus. Doofus. Folk, sorry. You know, I would only call someone that name if, you know, they had a Jagdpanzer running away and not turning around to face the thing shooting them in the rear. But, you know, you didn't do that. So, you have nothing to worry about. Oh my god, the Cromwell is just... Okay, Cromwell's is okay. He's retreating. We have a 40 emplacement, barbed wire going out so that way infantry doesn't come through here. Pretty smart. Need to capture this point. Fallschirmjägers in the back again using this building. Again, they can deploy anywhere. Some commandos. Or a commando and then a infantry section coming in from behind, but the MG suppressing them. Either that or the support gun shot, one of the two. Nice grenade. A little bit of damage, not much. Oh my god, are you kidding me? This Cromwell is like a boss. This Cromwell does not give a fuck. And judging by time, I'm going to say, yep, there we go. They surrender. So anyway, that's game. That's a nice shorter game, at least, than my hour and 25-minute ones I've been doing recently. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that replay. Just shows the power of the Cromwell and also a good, I guess, well-trained army and supported army. Just does a lot. Yeah, but overall, that was a really good game. So thank you, Yavard, for sending me that in. Or sending that replay in to me. If you'd like to send in a replay, you know how to do it. I just said it earlier in the replay, so do that. In any case, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and tune in next time for probably another British replay of some type. Anyway, see you next time.